Okay, so if you will, go ahead and open up your pages to page open up your book to pages 472. Lesson 4, Economics, Labor and Consumer Issues. Let's look at the learning objectives, the key ideals. Workers earn wages and some benefits and protections in exchange for their labor. The U.S. economy is now in a time of rapid change, and workers must prepare themselves to adapt. Consumers must protect themselves by being aware of risks and by spending their money wisely. Let's begin with the first paragraph. Look at the top of the page and follow along, please. As workers, we earn wages and other benefits in exchange for our labor. People who are paid hourly wages are paid only for the number of hours they work. Their earnings may fluctuate depending on how much their labor is needed. People who earn salaries typically receive the same constant pay all the time, although the hours they work may fluctuate. Some people are paid for piece work. That is, for each piece of work they complete. Many workers receive benefits in addition to their wages, such as health insurance, vacation pay, and special savings plans. A worker's total compensation for a job is the combined value of wages and benefits. Let's look at the slides here that we have prepared for you that supports what the lesson objectives we have in the book. Okay, so we talked about wages. We also mentioned benefits. And here we define for you what is piecework and compensation. So the way I've done this with all the lessons, and that is we go through the lesson in the book and then we give you additional resources in the slides. And most of the time we don't go back over that slide, but however we will record it on the screen so you can go back and review these additional resources to help you further understand the lesson from the book. Okay, so let's move on. Next slide. Types of compensation. Okay, and let's move this slide up to the next one. Here we define piecework, and to give you an example. Okay, and so wages and salary, we have a video here. And the way we do the videos is that we no longer record these videos. They're already there on YouTube. We just did the research to match those video resources with the lesson objectives in the book and the concepts in the book. And so we refer you to the links and where you can go on YouTube to view the videos, okay? So let's do that. Okay, so this particular video, wage and salary, and we're going to pull it up on YouTube so you can see where to actually go to view this video. Okay, so this video is wage and salary, and you can see the link in the address bar, and it's by that particular channel, Ali Sendana 17. Okay. Okay, let's now move to the next paragraph. Look in your book, please. Workers and their employers must pay taxes and buy insurance to cover work-related problems, including injury, disability, and unemployment. Workers who lose their jobs because they are fired or laid off usually can receive unemployment benefits for a time or until they find new jobs. Sometimes workers lose their jobs because of major economic changes. For example, rapid changes in the steel industry drove out much of the steel manufacturing in the United States. Plants closed, and workers who thought they would spend their lives making good wages in steel mills suddenly found their skills worthless. In most cases, these workers had to learn new skills. This kind of rapid change is common in our modern times. Because so many markets are international, and because transportation, communication, and shipping are possible even over a very long distance, businesses can change strategies very quickly and change their workforce as a result. Workers need to anticipate changes in their industries and continually seek new training in order to be prepared for change. Let's look at the slides. Okay, so we define unemployment insurance here. Okay, let's move it up. And this is just some information that one would find on how to apply for unemployment benefits. We just put up a sample of that. And then a little bit more information about unemployment insurance. Let's play that video, or at least show you where that video is on YouTube, okay? What is unemployment insurance? And let's go to YouTube so you can see the exact location. Okay, so this particular video on YouTube is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. What is unemployment insurance and how can it help you? By newhorizon.org. And we research these videos to match it with lesson concepts, and we do recommend that you review these videos for further understanding of the concepts, okay, in your book. Okay, so now let's go to the next paragraph in your textbook. Most workers have direct individual agreements with their employers. However, labor unions are common in certain industries and professions. Through collective bargaining, unions negotiate contracts for wages and working conditions on behalf of all union members. If these negotiations fail, the union can call a strike, in which workers refuse to work. That's what a strike is. When labor management negotiations break down, federal mediators may be asked to intervene. The National Labor Relations Board helps companies and unions resolve disputes. Okay, let's look at the slide, please. So let's go ahead and move it up. Okay, a labor or trade union. And we defined it for you here. Okay, let's move up to the next slide. Another images of labor unions. Fighting for their jobs. Okay, and then the next concept here that we covered in the book was collective bargaining, and there's some additional information there with graphics. Okay, let's move it up. Next slide. Strike. What a strike is, and they mentioned it in your book. Here's some additional information. And, of course, graphic to illustrate what a strike is. People out on the picket line with signs striking until their agreements are met. Okay, and we also mentioned mediator in your textbook. Here's some additional information, what a mediator is and what they do. And let's pull up the next slide. There's a graph of what a mediator does. Okay, let's move up to the next slide. So there's a video on labor unions. Let's play it so you can find out where to go on YouTube to view this video. The labor movement in the United States. Let's actually go to YouTube so you can see exactly where to find the video. Okay, so this particular video is 2 minutes and 24 seconds. The labor movement in the United States, and it's done by the History Channel. So you should be able to find that and listen to it, view it for additional information about the topic of labor movement. Okay, let's review the last paragraph in your textbook at the bottom of page 472. We all participate in the U.S. economy as consumers. The free market system offers U.S. consumers an amazing array of choices for the goods and services we want. As retailers and marketers woo our business relentlessly, we should all remember the maxim: let the buyer beware. Although government agencies must protect consumers, consumers must also protect themselves. For example, federal laws require that potentially hazardous products have special labeling and instructions. But these will not protect us as consumers unless we read them. Parents are required by law to strap their small children into automobile safety seats, but if the seats are incorrectly installed, the children are still at risk. Retailers who offer credit payment plans are required to disclose the interest rate, payment amount, and number of payments. But it's up to consumers to work out the total expense and compare the total with the purchase price of the item. Let's look at the slides. Move it up. Thank you. The National Labor Relations Board, NLRB. This is a federal agency, and we found some information here in addition to what's in your text about this. And let's move this slide up. Employee rights. Not that you can actually see this because the print is really small, but we want to get you some examples about what type of information the NLRB puts out. Okay, let's move the slide up. They give you all type of information about labor relations. Okay, what is the NLRB? We have a video here, and we're going to show you where to view that. History of the National Labor Relations. Okay, so this video here, we try to keep these videos short. So you want to view them, they add to they give you additional information about the topic and the subject in the books, the concepts in the book. But we like to try to keep them really short. So this is only 2 minutes, 2 seconds. History of the National Labor Relations Act, NLRA. And it is sponsored, this particular one, by Federal Reserve Boston. That's the channel. Okay, so let's going to move up to the last slide. Let's go ahead and slide it up. A consumer. What is a consumer? And we have a graph there, one that buys good for consumption and not for resale or commercial purpose. The consumer is an individual who pays some amount of money or the thing required to consume goods and services. And there we added a graph again to give you an example of consumers, home ownership, etc. Now, that brings us to the end of lesson 4 on page 472, and we will stop here.